Well, yeah, I'm going on to that one. The maturity that you have now that's where you're going to stay. Is that good or not? I don't know. I don't think it's good. Because at 14 años, you really don't know. At 14, there's stuff that you don't know. There's a lot of maturity that you don't have yet. So if you're 50, you're still thinking as a 14-year-old. Does that make sense? It makes sense that I'm telling you that, but it doesn't make sense in real life for you to be thinking as a 14-year-old when you're 50, right? That you make ignorant decisions when you're 50 like when you were 14, okay? And that's really important. The reasoning, the goal, your goal and priority setting. Your goals maybe today are, I want a car, okay? Your goal when you're my age, 46, is not to get a car. My goals are different, okay? Maida's goal, she probably doesn't have that goal, right? To get a car, because she doesn't drive. But tú tienes uno allí, pero te guían, ¿verdad? Tú tienes ella tiene un chauffeur. Praise God. Some people that don't have homes, their goals are to get a home. So everybody has different goals. And at 14, that's when you start kind of like putting that into, you're like organizing your brain. You start the impulse inhibition. Okay, at that age, you stop doing that, screaming all over the place and doing things that are not really that attractive anymore. Emotional control. This is the time that you can start controlling yourself instead of blurting out stuff. Okay, let me hold on to myself. And adolescents rely. Is that the picture? Yeah, that's the brain. And they rely on emotional decision making driven by the part what's called amygdala. And the people that speak Spanish, para nosotros amygdala is your tonsils. But in the brain, okay, we have a little part. I don't know if you see it there, but it's really tiny. You see it? Un chipitico así. And that little bit, okay, of the brain is what controls your emotional decision making. So it's something kind of like, I don't know if it's eye-opening for you guys, but that little piece of that brain is the one that makes you make those decisions that you make every day. The juveniles, you guys are going through a reactive versus a reflective stage. When you are a juvenile, you react. Okay, somebody punches me, I'm going to punch him right back. Right? I see that all the time in school. Boom. Uno le dio al otro en la cara y el otro vino y le dio para atrás. I had to do it. They hit me. And if I don't hit back, they're going to take me as a punching bag. Okay? Reactive. But when you're an adult, you act reflectively. Porque si no, imagínate, we would all be punching people in their faces all the time. They look at us wrong, boom. Right? And we don't do that. As an adult, you have to think about those things, because as an adult, you go to jail if you pop somebody in their face just like that. Right? So, la Biblia dice que le ponga la otra cachete, ¿verdad? So, yo creo que eso es bien difícil. Praise God. En la adolescencia, late adolescence, 16 to 19, the symbiotic reasoning and use of formal logic improves. Symbolic. Okay? Your reasoning. How you form your logic. You're not doing that crazy stuff anymore. Your intelligence a little bit more fluid. Okay? I have kids, let me tell you, in my classes, I have kids that have an IQ. I have one kid that has an IQ of 160. You guys probably don't know what that means, okay? But a normal IQ will be 90-something to 110, let's say. An IQ of 130 is classified as gifted, meaning your brain works real fast. An IQ of 160, you're a genius, okay? Like genius out there. But just because you're a genius, that doesn't mean you're wise. And those are two different things. You can be smart as heck, but not wise. And as Christians, we have to be wise. You can be smart, but you have to be wise with what you do and what you say and where you go, all of that thing, right? So the fluid intelligence is going to actually, it's going to be there. It's going to be going, you know? Because now you're older. You've been through experiences. If somebody does something stupid to you today, crazy, and you react, and then the next time somebody does that same thing to you, you already know how you're going to deal with that. Other people, they don't, right? Okay, I'm going to talk to you about why kids sext. And now I'm talking about sexting per se. There's a combination of factors. Uno, they need attention. That's really important. At this age, you guys need attention. As parents, we know that, but we're off the chart busy. And who's giving you the attention? Your buddies, right? But that's one of the things. The desire to be recognized. A lot of people, you know, they feel that people don't want to be their friends, or people don't like me, or, you know, I'm ugly, or I'm fat, or whatever. You know, so they have these things in their mind that limits them. Peer pressure. I see that a lot, okay? Oh, well, why didn't you sext? And why didn't you send me this? And why didn't you do this? You a wump. You know, you're not the in. So I'm not talking to you no more. So and you know, you get that peer pressure, flirtation. Because you guys get to that age at 12, por ahí, your body starts changing. The girls, they develop boobs, and their body gets a different shape. And the guys, you know, your body is changing. Yeah. And you're seeing things that and you're going through things that you never went through, okay? So you start those flirtations. You like girls, I hope. The boys like girls and the girls like boys, okay? That is what God intended for us, how it's intended, okay? It's not intended for girls and boys, no. So God made us that at a certain age, we start developing some hormones that actually make us attractive to both ways, right? Raging hormones is right there. New teen dating rituals. Now it's not, I usually remember that it was in middle school, it was like maybe 13, 14, maybe you started talking to somebody. 10-year-olds are now 9-year-olds, and they have access to cell phones, and they do stuff that their parents don't. The parents are not thinking that your kids are doing that. You're never thinking that a 9-year-old is going through the phone and sending text messages to somebody that they don't know, right? Following the example of noted teen celebrities, TV. You look at TV, you see what they're doing in TV, and you think that that's the right thing to do when it's not. Adolescent risk-taking. At that age, you guys do things that are not that great, right? Immaturity can be involved in a teen's decision to sext. When you're immature, you don't think about the consequences. Now, I put a lot of statistics there because I was actually looking through, I spoke to a lawyer. In our school, Mr. Merced, those of you that have been to Discovery, his wife just graduated as a lawyer, and I talked to her for a little bit. I picked her brain for a little bit. But these statistics are on the internet. You can find them. Between 2000 and 2006, youth internet use grew from 73% to 93% in youth between 12 and 17. That's a lot of young people using the internet. Pew Poll, which is a company that does polling, said that 15% of teenagers 12 to 17 have received nude images. That is a lot. 15% of all the kids have received in their cell phones a picture with no clothes on. 4% of the teenagers have sent those types of messages. So 4% not only received them, they sent them. You see how you guys go? I started getting into that myself, but with clothes on. Okay, not just trying to look without, on my phone. I take my pictures, but you guys, some of you guys, no, not you guys, because los jóvenes de Poinciana, en mi entender, are not doing that. But if you are, we're going to cut that out, right? Okay. Now, 8% of the 17-year-olds have sent sexually provocative images. 30% have received nude pictures. You see how it goes up? 30% of you guys have received a nude text. That's a lot. 4% of 12-year-olds have sent suggestive pictures of themselves. And that maybe not nude, but se pusieron un traje de baño, a little, bathing suit, took a picture in a way that it looks like they're older, and they sent those pics. 20% of teens and 33% of young adults have posted nude or semi-nude pictures, videos of themselves. Now, it's not just the kids, it's adults, okay, where they get to that point. 39% of teens and 59% of young adults are sending and posting sexually suggestive messages. Es un porcentaje muy grande. I don't know if you guys are just paying attention to the numbers. Those are really high numbers. 44% of young adult women, and 50% of young adult men say it is common for sexually suggestive text messages to get shared with people other than the intended recipient. Meaning you send it to somebody, you have an intention to send that to somebody, but that person gets it and other folks get it. And yet, incredibly, 75%, listen to this because eso me chocó a mí, 75% of teens and 71% of adults say sending sexually suggestive content can have serious negative consequences. So 75% of the adolescents, they know it's bad, right? 71% of adults know it's bad. Why do we keep doing it? It's the intrigue. It's just the intrigue. Engaging in cyber sex or relating to someone online using sexual messages, photos, or videos. I don't know if I did this right. Where am I? Did I skip? Run that one. What's the next one? That one? Okay, there we go. The harm. I know, but I gave you guys the right one and I gave myself the wrong one. There we go. Okay, the harm of sexting. Because now is where we're getting to is it fun? Absolutely, maybe for you guys it is fun. Tirate una foto, you send it, somebody saw it, oh, look at that. Because at that age, that's what it is. You've seen them. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. No, that's not funny. It's not. Because there's a harm in sexting.